Good afternoon. This is Victor Jimenez with Sewerline Check Professionals. I'm here at 22111 San Miguel Street in Woodland Hills, and I'm in the process of performing a video examination of the main sewer line. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping which is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping which is underneath or interior to the structure. Today's video examination is not focused on the building drain line system. So if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set for reference. Alright. So I've accessed today's main sewer line from a 3-inch main sewer line cleanout located about 3 feet to the left of the front door in a small planter area. And the line runs in a direct path from this cleanout to the connection point at public sewer, which is in the center of the street. So the total length of the line that we're looking at today is about 82 feet. It's approximately 82 feet in length. And we're going to be coming from public sewer back up to the main sewer line cleanout that we accessed today. So pulling away from public sewer, we are in a 6-inch diameter vitrified clay piping. Now the vitrified clay is a very common material for main sewer lines. Has a long surface life expectancy. However, it is more susceptible to damage from earthquakes and seismic activity, and it also has a tendency to let in roots in at the joint areas. Now, when we were pushing out, I didn't see any noticeable breaks or cracks in the line. Did notice a couple spots that had some root intrusions coming in. So we're just going to keep a sharp eye out just to make sure that there aren't any breaks or cracks that might have been missed when we pushed out. But a majority of the line is this vitrified clay. There's a short section when we drop into the cleanout here of a different material, which we'll cover when we get to that. But for the most part, the material that we're in right now is just this vitrified clay. So essentially the line runs, that exits the structure, runs parallel to the garage door, basically just along that side of the house, and out through the front yard to connect up to public sewer. So pretty straightforward overall. So what we're looking at there with the bumps that we saw both there and there, about a foot ahead of us and at the point right this second, is essentially, we refer to them as mortar dams. Essentially what happens is the way that the clay pipes are sealed, you have a bell and spigot type setup, and they put mortar in between those joint areas to seal them. Sometimes when they put a little bit too much of that, you have some of it essentially squeeze out or push up into the inside of the pipe, and you have a little bit of mortar coming through. Typically, not really much of a situation, not really much of a concern, as long as it's not extremely excessive or something that would actually be causing some kind of blockage or kind of drainage issues. But the ones that we saw today are pretty small. You can see an opening there at the top of the pipe. That is just another clean out. That one's closer to the sidewalk. We changed, if it wasn't totally noticeable, we changed from a 6-inch diameter pipe into a 4-inch diameter pipe. That typically indicates the point that you're going from public spaces, like a sidewalk, a curb face, a street. Typically you'll have those 6-inch diameter pipe underneath the street and the sidewalk into the part that's actually on the property line. So we're essentially just running here along the front yard. We're going to be coming along the garage door here in a minute. And that will be noticeable by a couple of connection points. The line runs close enough to the house so you don't need separate access points for each of those additional kind of access points into this pipe. The access that we started from today, this main running out next to the front door, is sufficient in order to maintain this line. We should be coming up on an opening here pretty soon. Good news is so far I haven't seen any breaks or cracks. Line's actually in pretty good shape. Okay, here we go, the first one here on the left. So it's probably just a bathroom, maybe the laundry coming in from the garage area, but again, the pipe's running so close to the wall that you don't need a separate access point for that. The pipe that's exiting the building at that point is maybe about 6 inches to a foot long. And there's going to be another one here, I believe in about the next 10-15 feet. We'll keep an eye out for that and show you as we're kind of coming along. Alright, so at this point, we actually do have a break in the pipe right here. I'm going to go ahead and pause that, or not pause the video, but I'm going to go ahead and locate that out just to get the exact depth reading. So we'll be right back with the video. Alright, so we've gone ahead and located this spot out. It's 20 feet from the cleanout. Basically, about 3 feet away from the garage door, right basically in the center of where the garage door is. And this section is going to need to get repaired. The pipe's broken through there at the top. You can see that. And also, there's also a crack along the bottom of the pipe. So that point's going to need to get repaired. Alright, now pulling back about another 18 feet here. We'll be exiting out of this clean out. You can see there are a little bit of roots coming into the joint. All that means is that you're going to need to do maintenance and cleanings of the line. We recommend typically annual cleanings. It's a pretty safe bet on how often you should clean the line. Now, that can be more or less in certain circumstances. Didn't see a lot of roots in this pipe today, but that's not necessarily an indication of how often it needs to be cleaned. You can see there another access point coming in from the house. We have another couple feet here. We'll be pulling out of this cleanout that we accessed. So right here at this point, we're actually looking at a short section of cast iron. Cast iron is a material that typically has a service life of 70 to 80 years. And after that point, it essentially starts to wear away and eventually fail completely. Now, this portion of the line doesn't look to be in that rough of a shape, but it's just something to keep an eye on. There's probably some more cast iron under the building, and all that's going to mean is that you're going to need to just keep an eye on it, as it is an older material that eventually will fail. So I'm going to show you where we're located here. You can see the front door right there. The cleanout that we accessed is right there. I'm going to photograph of that for the report. And alright, so we'll go ahead and show you here, front yard. driveway. So the break, it's a little bit hard to make out on the camera, but there's a small marker there, a small red marker on the ground. It's basically about a foot in front of that middle line, kind of right in the middle of that garage. And the depth of the pipe at that point is about 2.5 feet deep. So that's the point that you're going to need to get that repaired. Alright, so with that, I'm going to be wrapping up the video portion of the examination for today. Once again, this is Victor Jimenez with Sewerline Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.